avoid the rotten eggs. You know, I'm not going to speak for long, and this harkens back to actually something that happened to me very early on in my career at Microsoft. And I've told this story before, so some of you have probably heard it. But I was at Comdex, this big, you know, computer industry trade show down in Las Vegas, a huge show, and I was asked to come down there to speak about something. I can't remember what now. So I go down there, and you know, it was at the end of the day, and everyone's tired, and the room was really hot, and it's my turn to come up to speak, and so, you know, I'm a little bit nervous because it's the first time before a large crowd, and, you know, I've got my tie, and I'm trying to clip the lavalier mic onto the tie, and I'm, you know, I'm nervous, so I'm having a difficult time doing that, and I finally, you know, get to my notes, and I stammer, well, you know, I'm not sure where to begin. And some kind soul from the back of the room yells out, "How about in conclusion?" So I've learned to keep my comments very brief. You know, a few thank yous. You know, first, you know, certainly the Washington Policy Center. They've been really very supportive through the whole process. I've never written a book before. In fact, I've barely written more than 2 paragraphs before. But they were a huge help, you know, certainly from the standpoint of researching, from the standpoint of editing. Really just a wonderful resource. And to have that support, that kind of backboard for, you know, a neophyte author was really just instrumental in getting this thing done. And then, you know, the format of the book, I've been told by a number of people that it's just a beautiful book. Believe me, I had nothing to do with that. Fortunately, we have this company in town, headed by Tim Gervin. I don't know if Tim is here. But Gervin Design, Tim, where are you? There you are. Okay, so, you know, I've had the occasion to use Gervin Design before. And what they do is just off the charts good. It's tasteful, it is just wonderful. And, you know, your team excelled again. You know, Tim himself was very involved in this thing. Virginia, you know, Chris Chia, from the standpoint of we also have a website that is functioning now, I think. Now all I have to do, now the real work begins because we're going to have host a discussion forum and stuff like that. On the cover jacket, there are these blurbs. And for me, actually reaching out and asking some pretty influential people to, you know, say some nice words about what I'd written was a pretty daunting thing. But, you know, people like Governor Evans, who's here. Dan, where are you? We're here, right there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for providing really one of the earliest testimonial blurbs. I know President Emmert at the University of Washington couldn't be here, but he also weighed in, and then Phyllis Campbell, who also couldn't make it this evening. Really, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And then, you know, there's the family support. Lori, I can't thank you enough. And actually, all the blame for this book goes directly on her shoulders. You know, she's the one that actually prodded me and kind of cajoled to actually weigh in and try to make a difference with education reform. And it really, if it hadn't been for Lori just kind of saying, look, why don't you tackle a big problem, you know, I probably never would have started that journey. So thank you very much, honey. You know, the endless edits, the endless catching of typos, all that stuff, it's just, you know, in fact, this offer still holds. $100 to the first person who finds a typo. 18, 19 months ago, when I actually started the journey and started thinking about, well, okay, so how am I going to fix public education when I don't know a damn thing about public education? I said, okay, I better start reading, I better start talking to people, which I did. And in fact, the stack of books is, it's many feet high. The number of research reports, the number of, websites that have been visited, the number of people that I have visited and talked to, around the country, and who have been very open in terms of sharing their ideas and sharing, some data and research that they've been involved in. All of that kind of at least provided the starting place for formulating my thoughts on how to reform education.